right? So we are trying to import basically source. We have the source table is available. That source table we have to import here. To import the source table, the source may be relational database. Means a Oracle database is called as relational database. Oracle database is called as relational database. SQL Server database also called as relational database. MySQL is also called as relational database. Teradata is also called as relational database. Anything we are trying to organize columns and rows format, mostly we used to say as relational database things. Okay. Or you may have the plot file also. And these plot files are again divided into fixed plot files. Fixed plot files means column 1 separated with the 1 space, 2 space, 3 space. Column 2 separated with the 1 space, 2 space, 3 space. Then column 3. Column 1 to column 2, column 2 to column 3, the number of spaces are same. Then it is called as fixed. It doesn't mean that one always 3 only, it may be n number of spaces. N number of spaces. Delimited means column 1 to column 2 is delimited by some kind of symbol. For example, comma delimited, comma delimited. So if you are trying to delimit the column 1 to column 2 as comma, then it is called as delimited. It may not be comma only, it may be dollar symbol, it may be something else, anything, pipeline symbol, anything. So that is called as delimited. Even your XML file also you can treat as a flat file and COBOL file, etc. Any flat file you can import as a source. Now, directly we can communicate with the applications like Salesforce application, PeopleSoft application like that. If you want to create manually also, you can go and you can create manually. So we want to access any of this one, we require one guy, that guy is known as Source Analyzer. Source Analyzer is part of your designer. Designer has 5 work areas are available. One of the work area is Source Analyzer. Designer has 5 work areas. One of the work area is Source Analyzer. It's a part of Informatica. This is contacting the database by taking help of what? ODBC connectivity. By taking help of ODBC connectivity, Source Analyzer is contacting the relational database source, and it may be table or view or synonym, etc. Only column names, only what? Metadata. Metadata means table name, column name, data type, size of the column. These all things will falls under metadata. Data about data is called as metadata. Only structure, only column names, only table names, only data types. Those things only going to get here from here to Informatica. Informatica is not a database to store the data. Informatica will store only metadata. Not only Informatica, any data warehousing tool you take it. It may be OBIWE or ODI or data stage or Ab initio, any tool is going to store only metadata. The data will be coming into the picture whenever you are running the things. Whenever you are running the things, then data will be coming into the picture. Now, ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity. Using this ODBC, we are contacting Informatica to database we are contacting. Once we contacted, Source Analyzer, once you saved it, the moment you saved the work, whatever available, the work will be coming and saving to where? In the repository. You save it, Control plus S, saving is nothing but Control plus S. If you do it, the work will be comes and stored in the repository. Already you are aware of it. Repository consists of how many tables? 512 tables it consists of. There it is going to store one of the table. The one of the table corresponding to the source related table is available, that is known as OPB underscore SRC is called as source related table. Source related table is what? OPB underscore SRC is the source related table. Let us go and try to implement the same thing. Whatever we are seeing in the slide, we are trying to implement the same thing. Let us go and try to implement it. For this, let us go for hands-on one. Source and target import. The exercise in this lab are designed to walk the student through the process of creating source target definitions by importing metadata from relational database table. Exercise 1, importing a source schema. We are trying to import, as part of this one, employee table as a source. We are trying to import it. For this, step 1 is available. Start the Power Center Designer. Go to the Start, Programs, Informatica Client, and we are trying to open the Designer. Once we open the Designer, then we are getting one tip window or one help document window. We are clicking on OK. Then next is we are trying to connect to the repository. To connect to the repository, select your repository, then right click and connect to the repository using the username, then domain name, then password. This was the order of providing information. Then click on the connect button. Okay, let us go and try to do till this point of time. I am giving control to someone. Yes, Pankaj, I am giving control to you. I gave the control. Pankaj, I gave the control. Just first point is available here, that is called as opening the designer. Go to the start. Pankaj, I gave control. Yeah, go to the start. Then all programs. Then Informatica. Above we have the Informatica 9.5.1. Above. Yeah, that is right. Client. Then Power Center Client. Then Power Center Designer. Excellent. Now we open the designer. It's trying to open shortly. This is what the designer which is open. Now maximize this window. Okay. Now ideally we have to get one help document window like this window. We have to get it right. You may not be getting in my system. Maybe I disable this one. What is one? Show this message at the startup. Maybe I disable this one. That's what we are not getting here. If you are not getting also, it's okay. Now go and try to connect to your repository, whatever repository is available. I hope you remembered your repository, right? This is what our repository. Try to connect to our repository. Yes. Whenever in live you are connecting, here it is okay. In live you are connecting, always you have to expand the more button here and confirm what domain you are connecting. You are connecting to the development domain. You are connecting to the development domain, or you are connecting to the testing domain. Which domain you are connecting, always you have to confirm and you have to log in here. In our training room, only one domain is available, so no issues. Okay, in live environment, always you have to go for more button, then you have to confirm which domain you are connecting, then only you have to type the username, password you have to type it. Yes, provide the password. Same thing, you can copy and paste it. Administrator. Paste it. Then connect. Fine. Now we have to expand it. If you go and try to see the folder, we got it right. Here one small difference is there here. But the difference is, if you go and read this paragraph, what is your understanding? Opening the folder. Note that there is a difference between an expanded folder and an open folder. Even though they both appear the same in navigator window. What is your navigator window first? Here, if you go and observe, whatever we are seeing this one, right? This is called as navigator window. If you see here, what is this? Here I have an option. What is this? Navigator window. If I click on this one, that is going and coming. And beside this one thing is available, output window. Save information, logs information, all we are going to see here. This is called as output window. Now, if I go and if I try to expand this one, is it called as opening the folder or not opening the folder? This is not a opening. It's not the opening the folder. It is called as expanding the folder. It's called as what? Expanding the folder. What do you mean by opening the folder then? Opening the folder means always you have to right click on this one, There we have the option called as open. If you click on this open, the right side whatever work area is available, right, that will be activated. If you expand it, the right side work area is not activating. If you close and try to open this one, then work area will be activated. You can observe here this work area changed or not. This is changed. Now tell me, in our designer whatever available, how many work areas are available? One is source analyzer. One is source analyzer. Second is what? Target designer. Third is what? Transformation developer. Fourth is what? Maplet designer. Fifth is what? Mapping designer. So total 5 work areas are available. We are trying to work with what analyzer we are trying to work? Source analyzer we are trying to work, which is nothing but this what called as source analyzer. So inside the designer, we have now the work area that is called as source analyzer. This is called as normally work area. Work area. These work areas are 5 types of work area: source, target, transformation, maplet, mapping. Now we are going for the source analyzer work area. We are going for it. Okay, that's what the meaning of difference between opening and expanding. Always you have to go for opening only. Right click and open. Right click and open. You have to make sure right side your work area is activated or not. You have to make sure. Now, before Power Center objects can be added, deleted or modified, a folder must be explicitly opened. Right click on the RITech folder and select the open. Already we opened that one. When a folder is opened for the first time, the source analyzer tool will be opened in the workspace. That's what we are seeing, the source analyzer tool, right? Suppose you want to switch to other things, click on this one. We are going to the target designer. And also notice here the menu bar options whatever available here. If I click on next one, automatically changing or not? Based on the work area whatever I am selecting, the menu bar also changing here. Now go for source analyzer is the work area. Then opening the source analyzer, we can click on this one and you can open it, or you can go for here. We have one option. That option is called as tools. There we are seeing here, let us say Maplet designer. I am clicking. Automatically system is switched to the Maplet designer or not? If you want to go back to the source analyzer, if you click on the source analyzer, it's switching to the source analyzer. Now this option whatever available, which are this option whatever available, these options whatever available, both are equal. Which one you prefer to go? Which one you prefer? This is a prefer. Why? Because it is easy to access. Easy to access. Suppose your window is somewhere available also, you want to switch to the source analyzer, you have to click on this button, you have to click on it. That's it. Now we clicked on the source analyzer and we are able to see it. Next is what? Import the source definition. Then a Power Center source definition defines the structure or schema of source data to be read by the Power Center server. For a relational source, this includes information about each of the column information, keys information, data type information, precision and scale. This is what called as metadata means. What is the meaning of metadata? Column names, primary key information, data types, precisions and scale and table name. These all things are called as metadata. We are going to the sources. We are trying to import from database. Then we import tables, window will appear. There we are seeing here 3 dotted symbols, right? Click on these 3 dotted symbols so that we are going to get ODBC data source. If you see this diagram, we want what? ODBC connection is required to communicate between Informatica and database. Source analyzer is part of Informatica, whereas this is part of database. Both the things has to communicate means we need ODBC connection is required. That ODBC connection we are trying to create here. And this ODBC you want to create user level or you want to create system level? I want to create a system level so that whoever want to access, they can access it. Then we selected a system DSN. Which database you want to communicate? That driver you have to select here. I want to communicate here Oracle. That's what Oracle driver we selected. This is called as driver. It is called as driver. Now let us go for next one. Finish. Provide the below information. The all username and password. Those all things we are providing it. Okay. and the database user and password not the same in the Power Center repository user and password. And what is the username? HDBU. In our case, what is the username? B229 HDBU. So we are providing those things. Click on connect button and we are trying to import whatever tables you wanted. This is the table which are going to get it. Note that all the tables if you want to import also can import it. First let us finish the step 5 whatever available. Yes, Pankaj, go to the designer. Go to the designer. That's right. Make sure you are available in the source analyzer window. You are available in the source analyzer window only. That's excellent. Now go to the sources menu bar. Then you want to import from database or file or COBOL file or XML file, PeopleSoft or Salesforce, where you want to go. That you have to select here. You want to import from database. Click on the import from database. Careful, careful. Sources, import from database. Click on that. Then connect to the database available. What connection we are creating? ODBC. Here we have so many ODBCs are available. Different batch people what they created. But we would like to create our own thing. For that we need to click on this 3 dotted symbol. 3 dots. Click on that. Then we can observe here user level data source name we can create it. DSN stands for data source name. System level we can create it. Now my goal is I want to create a system level so that whoever user is access the system, they should be able to use the ODBC function, ODBC connection. Create the system DSN. Click on the system DSN. System DSN. Click on add. Then which database you want to contact, Teradata or Oracle or which database? That corresponding driver you select here. Oracle means it is available in the down, it is available. Last but one. Last but one. That's right. And suppose SQL Server means you have to select SQL Server. Select it, click on finish. Then we have here data source name, any name you can provide it. And one point you tell me, this ODBC connection, whatever available, open database connectivity. So it is a database level or it is a user level, schema level. See, under the ORCL is the database. Under ORCL what is available? B229 HDBU is one schema. B229 TDBU is one schema. Okay, and SCART is one schema. SCART is one schema. System is one sys is one schema. This ODBC connection is database level or user level? Database level, right? So for source and target in my case, both are available. Under the ORCL only it is available. Of course, in the live, source and target will be available definitely in 2 different databases only it is available. At that moment you need 2 ODBC connections you needed. But in my system, in my training room, source as well as target both are available under the ORCL database only. That is the reason with one connection I can manage, source import as well as target import also. But in the live we require what? 2 connections we require. 2 or more connections also may be required. Because in the live you may have a number of sources and one target. How many different databases are available? That many ODBC connections we needed. So give some name as your batch number B229. Your batch number B229. Underscore source. Source. Underscore target. Underscore import. We are trying to import the source as well as target. As well as target we are trying to import using this connection. So provide the TNS name as ORCL. TNS name as ORCL. User ID, any user ID you can provide it. B229 HDBU or B229 TDBU or even Scott and Tiger also you can provide it, no issues. Okay, why? Because however this username we are not going to use permanently. If you, in the runtime, if you want, you can change it. So you can use any username, you can use it. Even Scott and Tiger also you can use it or go for your source B229 HDBU. B229 HDBU. Now click on test connection. Once test connection, provide the password RR capital I text 123. Then OK. Then again OK. Invalid username or password. You may given the password is wrong. Let me type it RR capital ITEC small 123. Now connection is successful. Now click on OK. Again OK. Now from the drop down, select the connection just now what you created. From the drop down, select the connection just now what you created. B229, go down. That's right. Now provide the username. This is what I am saying here. In the runtime, whatever user you want to connect, you can connect it. In the ODBC connection, whenever you are creating whatever username you given, that is not the permanent. That one we are overriding using this username. Right. Provide the username as B229HDBU. Then owner name automatically will populate. Why this window came? Cancel it. Owner name automatically populated. Provide the password as RR capital I text small 123. Then click on connect. Invalid username password. RR capital ITEC small. This is what the password. Let me type once here. RR capital ITEC 123. Okay, this one whatever available. If you have questions, you can go and you can paste here. If you click on connect, then it is going to connect. It's going to show you the list of tables available in this one. How many tables are available? These are the 10 tables are available, right? Now we are able to compare or not? Bonus, customer, department EMP, employee table, vendor table, everything is available? Available. So we are able to contact the database, whatever available, B229 HDBU schema. B229 HDBU schema, we are able to contact. Now in that one, whatever tables are available, those tables I am seeing in the Informatica window I am seeing. Informatica window I am seeing. This is the Oracle database window. From Oracle database to here we are seeing it. Now, if I want to contact, let us say Scott schema, what you can do? Only you have to change is owner name. If I go and if I change this as owner name as Scott, click on connect. Then we are going to see under the Scott schema what are the tables are available. Those all tables we are going to see here. Suppose you want to contact, let us say B229 TDBU, then connect. We are going to see the B229 TDBU corresponding tables. We are going to see it. Okay, using this user, we are trying to access. Of course, to access like that, this user should have the permissions to the schema. I mean to say, if I given here Scott, if I given here Tiger, now I am giving here, let us say B229 HDBU. Then if I try to connect here, it's connected or not connected? It is not showing anything. Why? Because this user, Scott user, not have the permissions to access B229 HDBU. So user we have to provide here, proper user you have to provide here. B229 HDBU. Then provide the RR capital, I text small 1, 2, 3. Then you have to connect it. You can go and you can see the tables. Suppose if I want to see all the schemas, all the tables, here we have the by default what is showing default. I want all means you can go and click on all. However, this window we are seeing, right? This window has some limitation of displaying only 5000 rows. How many rows? 5000 rows. That is the reason it is going to show you 5000 rows only. It is going to show it. More than that, it cannot show it. More than that, it cannot show it. What is saying? The sets returned more than 5000 rows. Please specify search criteria. As it is not able to display the more than 5000 rows, it is not able to display it. That's what see here. Even your SCART schema is appearing. Here I have a lot of schemas are available. Those all things are appearing, but not for SCART schema. Right. Now, okay, I am trying to select here, search for the table named as. I am searching only the table named as what? EMP table only I want it. I don't know where it is available. In which schema it is available also I don't know. Then I can type the EMP search here. Then you are going to see EMP table is available in what are the schemas. Those all schemas will be appears here. If you go for all the schemas, that is SCART, we have here table called as starting with EMP and EMP number 1 also is given. EMP percentage kind of thing it is going to take it. And if you go for HR, there also we have the starting with EMP is available. If you go for HDBU, there also we have a table with the name of EMP. Wherever EMP is available, wherever EMP contains, basically it's going to search like contains. What is that? Contains. Contains means what? Percentage and whatever you written here. That will be coming. Starting may be anything, ending may be anything, between should be some, what is there? EMP should be there. That's what the meaning of contains. Okay, now I hope you understand what this window is doing. Now let us go back to the default. Default is nothing but owner B229 HDBU. Even this EMP table I am removing it. Then we are going to get here all the tables are going to get it. You want only one table means you can select only one table, you can click on OK. Multiple tables you want means you can select the control, you can click on OK. If you want all the tables you want, click on select all the tables are selected. Then click on OK, then automatically that will be stored into the Informatica. I am trying to click on OK. Then shortly we are going to see these all things will be importing. These all things will be importing. Right. All the things are imported. Now if you go and observe sources folder, previously it was empty like targets. Now it is loaded with some tables. Now it is loaded with some tables. And if people are aware of it one point, now the tables are appearing in the tool or it is available in the repository. As of now, I didn't save it. Only tool it is appearing. Only tool it is appearing. It is not stored anywhere. It is not stored anywhere. Like in the MS Word, you are keep on typing it. You save it, then only it's saved. Otherwise, it will be showing to you. Similarly, it is showing to you. It is not stored in the repository. To confirm that one, you created last class one connection you created corresponding to the repository. What is the connection you created? B229 RS. There is a connection what you created. Let me connect to that repository service. And source related table. It's not important to remember the table names actually, but for extra information purpose, I am trying to give it. In case of Informatica, source tables will be storing in one table. The table is known as OPB underscore src, and targets will be storing under one thing that is called as opb underscore targ, and mappings will be storing under one thing, that is called as opb underscore mappings. Okay, like that some tables are available. If I go for, let us say, select star from opb underscore src, enter. Now tell me, are you seeing any tables? Now if I am going to the repository menu here, there you have the one save option. You can also do what? Control press S. Now I am trying to click on the save. Once you click on the save, read information 08, that is August 18th 2015, 064021, saving the repository called as P229 RRI Tech repository. That's what we connected actually. P229 RRI Tech repository, folder called as P229 RRI Tech folder, and the source is inserted. The source also inserted. All the sources are inserted. Once it is inserted, if you go and try to execute this one, now we are seeing here how many tables are seeing? 10 tables. Now what is the meaning here? The moment you click on save here, it is inserting. Where it is inserting? Inside the repository it is inserting. Out of 512 tables, out of these all 512 tables, one of the table is what? OPB underscore SRC is the one of the table. OPB underscore SRC is the one of the table which is responsible to store your source information. Which is responsible to store your source information. This is what the table what we are querying. Now, OPB underscore TARG table, if you see, do we have any tables here? Ideally, we won't have any tables here, any records here. Do we have any records here? No. But once you imported the targets and if you click on the save, then you can expect some records? Yes. This is just for your understanding purpose only I am telling. No one is going to ask you which information is going to store where in which table of the backend. Just for more understanding purpose, I want to tell whatever you are doing in this tool, that information physically storing where? Backend repository. Backend 512 tables repository, whatever available there, it is storing it. Tomorrow, you want to do migration from development to testing, not from the front end. From front end also we can do it. From front end also we can do it. We have the option called as export and import. From the back end I want to do it. What all you have to do? The schema you have to export. The schema whatever available, this one you have to export. And you have to import into testing database. Then you have to point to the servers. That is from backend point of view. Okay, anyhow, we don't like the backend process. Why? Because we have the dependency with the DBA. We cannot export and import the schemas in the live. Here I can export and import schemas. But in the live, we have to raise the one ticket to the database administrator. That guy has in his own SLA 1 day or 2 days. After 2 days, he is going to import into the testing environment. That is the reason we don't like from the back end. From the front end only, we like to go for export and import whatever you want it. Got it? Now, if really you understand my process here, I think step 5 is clear, right? Step 6 is what? Edit the source definition. Means if you want to write some comment lines, you want to write it about this source, you can go and you can write it. Where you can write it? For example, here workspace I am clearing here, right click. There I have an option called as clear all. We are clearing from the repository or clearing from the workspace? We are clearing only from the workspace. This workspace only clear. It is available in the repository. Now I want to take here one table called as employee table. Just you can observe employee table, what it is imported, the table name, the column names, the data types, precisions, scales, key information, is a primary key or not, all the information is imported. And if you want to write some comment line about this table, okay, this is my first source import of HR analytics, let us say. We are trying to say as HR analysis, we are trying to do it. As part of that one, employee table is a one of the table. Whatever name you want to write it, you can write it. Now let us go and try to click on OK. Once you given some comment line, this also you have to save it or not. For saving purpose, you have to go to the repository menu, save it. What it is saying now? Previously it was said inserted. Now it is saying what? Updated. Previously it given comment line as inserted. Now it is giving the comment line as updated. Okay, right. Now that's what the edit the source definition. Next is available, that is called as save your all work. You know already how to save it. We are going to the option called as repository menu, then save, or you can type what? Control plus S, we can go for it. Now in the output window save tab, scroll up immediately confirming the works is saved or not. Clear the workspace. Anywhere you right click and click on clear all. This is what the right clicking we are doing here. Then we are trying to clear all here. Then it's clear. Next, importing the target schema. One question. One question, do they import along with joins here like OBI RPD? Yes, Krishna. Here also it's going to import with joins actually. Meaning suppose tomorrow you are going to create one mapping. Test mapping I am creating here. Then if you are trying to drag and drop EMP, DEP tables, I am trying to drag and drop as sources. You given this join or automatically this join is came here between EMP and DEPT. Between EMP and DEPT, if you go and see here, this join whatever available, this join you given or automatically came. It came automatically based on primary key foreign key relationship. So join information also will be imported. This is the primary key, this is the foreign key. Based on the primary key foreign key, automatically join will be created. Okay, that's fine. As of now, our goal is not to understand this mapping at this point of time. I am deleting it. I deleted. Then go and try to save it. Okay, now let us go and try to import here. Next one, that is called as what? Target. Dot to dot, all the process is same. Source you imported, right? Similar way you have to import what? Target also. Yes, Pankaj, I am not going to guide you anything. Please go and try to do it. You want to import the now target. So first, which work area you have to select here? First, you have to go for the work area. Which work area you have to go? Which work area we have to go here? We have the 5 work areas are available. These are the 5 work areas are there. Which work area you have to select it for target purpose? It's excellent. What is that work area name? Target designer is the work area name. You can read the name here, target designer. Now go to the menu bar. Which menu bar you have to go? Excellent, targets. Then what option you have to select? Import from database. Excellent. Click on that. Now, do you want to create one more ODBC connection, or previously whatever you created, same thing I can utilize for this purpose also? Same thing I can utilize in this purpose also in my case. Why? Because in my case, source and target both are available in the same database as 2 different schemas. In live, if you have the 2 different database, means we need one more ODBC connection. In my case, source is in one schema, target is in one schema, both are under the same database. That's what whatever previously ODBC available, that is enough. Go and try to select the previous ODBC. Excellent. Now we have to provide the username. What is the username? Where is our target? That username we have to provide it. If you forgot the information, that purpose only I kept here. What is your target schema? P229 TDPU. So go and try to provide that P229 TDPU. then password. Owner name automatically populates. Connect. Expand it. Select all the table. Expand tables. Select all the tables whatever available. Okay. Select all the tables. Even you can use a control also you can use and you can select it. And first we have to select one table at least. Then you have to click on the select all. That's right. Or you can select first table and you can go for the last table. You can go. You can press the shift and you can select like this also. Whatever you are selecting, there is one and same. Click on OK. Excellent. Now we are going to see here shortly. These all tables will be importing. Now, if you go and see backend, one of the table OPB underscore TARG. Do you have any tables here? If you click on refresh, do you have any tables? No. You won't get any tables until you save that one, right? We have to save it. Okay, first it is trying to import it. Still it is importing. So all things are imported here. Now if you want to clear the workspace, you can clear the workspace. If you want to see the navigator window, you can see the navigator window. Previously targets folder was empty. Now we are seeing here so many what are seeing? Tables we are seeing here. If you go to the repository menu, then go for save here, then you can notice here all the tables are inserted. Now if you go and try to refresh here, we're able to see what all the tables we are seeing into the repository table. This is called as repository table, storing the target tables. TARG stands for target tables. Okay, now sources are ready, targets are ready. Sources are ready, then what? Targets are ready. With this I can say your first point and second point is completed or not. What is your first point? Creating source definition. Second point, creating target definition. Then what you have to do next? Creating the target is completed. Same process we followed and we imported all the things. Next is what? Transformations introduction. Transformations introduction. Okay, we'll try to understand this one. What do you mean by transformation? That is simple definition, right? One form to another form. Suppose I have three source systems are available. Three applications are available, let us say. In one application, the drop down, they have the gender as M and F. You selected M. In other application, we have the gender as MALE male, FEMALE female. Both are valid only. But these two things are coming as sources. These two things you have to load into the data rows table under the column called as gender. We cannot load some values are M, some values are MALE male, right? Either we have to decode M into the male or male into the M. Any one format you have to convert it. That is simply called as what? Transformation. Or we have the first name, last name, you want to take the full name. Concatenation you have to do. That is called as transformation. Or we have, let us say, 1000 records are available in the source. I want out of it only 100 records I want. By condition is department number equal to 10. That also called as transformation only. We are converting 1000 records, we are converting into 100 records. Let us say I have the data is available day wise, what is the money I got it. That's what the data available. That I am trying to convert into the month wise, what is the amount we have it. That is also called as transformation. So any way we are converting one form of data into another form of data, then it is called as transformation. Then it's called as transformation. Transformation help to transform the source data according to the requirements of target system, and it ensures the quality of the data being loaded into the target. So we are trying to understand the word which is available here, right? Transformation. If I understand transformation, then only I can create the mapping. Mapping is combination of source, target plus transformation. These all three things together is called as mapping. That's what we are trying to understand transformation. Following are the list of transformations mainly used in Power Center Designer tool. These are the list. I said clearly it is a mainly, not all the transformations I listed here. If you go and try to see all the transformations you want it, you go to the designer. There I have the one option. That option is called as transformation developer. Then go to the transformations menu. Then we have the create. We have here list of transformations are available. These all things are called as transformations. Expression, filter, aggregator, lookup, joiner, router, rank, sorter, like that. Okay, we'll talk about those all transformations after few minutes. These are the different types of transformations whatever available. Okay, now these transformations are divided into four properties are available. Transformation properties are how many types? Four types. One is active and passive. This is one pair. Active and passive. This is one pair actually. This is one pair. And next is available here connected and unconnected. This is one pair. Means any transformation you take here, any transformation you take it, that will be either active or passive or both also. But minimum it satisfies what? One property. Any transformation minimum satisfies what? One property. Next, from this pair also, minimum it satisfies what? One property. Maybe two also may be satisfying. Suppose if I take any transformation, let's say guide only I am going help, then go for here. I have the contents, then go for show. Then I have here in the bottom transformation guide. There we can observe we have, let us say, one of the transformation I am taking, sorter transformation I am taking it. Or better understanding purpose, let me go for filter. Filter transformation is what? Active. Then next is what? Connected. Now we go for expression transformation. Expression transformation is what? Passive. Next is what? Connected. So any transformation you take it, the transformation will satisfy from each pair one property. From each pair one property. Active and passive pair one property. Connected and unconnected pair one property. Minimum that is. Maximum is what? 4. Both the properties going to satisfy it. Suppose you take your lookup transformation. It's satisfying what here? Passive as well as active, connected as well as unconnected. If we take, let us say, stored procedure transformation, it's satisfying what? Passive, and it's satisfying what? Connected and unconnected is satisfying. So what I'm trying to say is, these are the two pairs of the properties. This is a one pair, this is another pair. Anything that has to satisfy minimum one property from each pair. Minimum one property from each pair. Maximum is 2. From each pair 2 means maximum is 4. Okay, what do you mean by active transformation exactly? What do you mean by active transformation exactly? This details I will go for tomorrow. What is active, what is passive, what is connected, what is unconnected, and also tomorrow we'll start with the hands-on to creating mapping. Also we'll try to start it. Okay, any questions online, folks? No. Yeah, why it is like that we come to understand tomorrow anyhow. Okay, now if we go for some question. Ideally all transformations should be connected. Not sure how could it be unconnected. Not getting that. Okay, yeah, How it will be not connected, that's what we are going to understand tomorrow, Krishna. Don't worry. I am going to explain that one. Tomorrow we are going for in detail about these all four properties. Okay? Right. As of now, anyone has problems with the installations and software getting, materials getting, anything? Vasu and Monohar, I didn't get any updates regarding your things from the HR. Please coordinate with the HR. Okay? Right. Monohar, you also please try to do it today. Thank you. Bye bye. Tomorrow we'll meet same time.